Throughout the course of history, cats have been an ever-present being in our lives. Felines have been our companions and friends for over 10,000 years, even worshipped as gods in ancient Egypt. Some would say human interaction with cats has gone too far already. We may just feel so close to them because their brains are closer to ours than, say, a dog. Our minds mold into one supernatural cat-sapien being. Arrgh.
But what happens when the cat is more than a god? What happens when cat becomes life? When love turns to obsession? Meet Fran, self-proclaimed local cat enthusiast, or as the kids call her, that cat lady. Little is known about her. Nobody even knows how old she is. Not even her. A vigilante hero to cats everywhere, or an animal hoarder? Is she misunderstood, or just batshit crazy? Join me on my journey to uncover the mysteries of the cat lady, into the psyche, into their interactions, human or otherwise, into their lives.
But I'm the kind of guy that likes a challenge. I'm a crazy kind of girl who lives in her own world, who is legally insane.
This here's Mittens, Muffins, and Boots. Catherine Hepburn. It's Chairman Meow. Princess Flufflebum. This is Catters. Oh, Meow say tongue. This is Alfie and Parka. Mr. and Mrs. Chalmers here are married. It was a beautiful sacred union. This noble creature here is Mufasa. This is Fido. This is Spot. It's a joke, you get it? Little faux paws is Adolf Hitler. Professor Catface Meowers. Fidel Catroll. Ooh, this is Mortimer.
Some theorize that toxoplasmosis, a parasite found in cat poopies, causes the crazy symptoms brought on by cat ladies. You clean out the litter box, breathe in the stink, and boom, you're infected. It can also be transmitted through the species barrier via raw meat, if you, say, decided to turn muffins into dinner. But I digress. Usually, the disease is harmless, unless exposed to a person with an autoimmune disease, or to a pregnant woman, in which case it affects both the carrier and fetus. The infected can then be seen producing symptoms close to those of schizophrenia and just general cray-crayness, leading to an inner demand for more kitties. Nothing will satiate the zombie brain's need for more cats at that point.
Stop! Stop! I'm allergic to cats! The life history of a cat lady is a vague and choppy bit of personal history. The story is different for everyone, just as it is for those out there in the real world. The big picture is the same, though. The cat lady usually comes in a big cycle of fluffiness and obsession. Tell us what your life was like growing up. Well, as a child, there were always cats growing up in the house. My mother had two. They seemed to accept me as one of their own, and I too. I saw them all as my equals. And if I recall correctly, they raised me just as much as anybody else in that house ever did.
She just won't leave the cats alone. She became completely reclusive, and her always smelled of litter. I miss my sister.
As a teenager, I became interested in photography. I didn't have many friends aside from the local cats and all. The photographs would help me get to know, the neighbors' cats, all the cats around the area. We really bonded that way.
Dude, she would run around the streets taking pictures of herself with cats. Our neighbors ended up moving because they promised to drop the charges that they pressed against her for breaking into their home and playing with their cat.
We asked some old high school friends what they would like to say to Frangela now, after all of these years.
I always knew you'd become a crazy cat lady. The signs were all there. You're neurotic and you smell like cats. Like, I don't know why do you want to have so many cats. They smell bad. Your house eventually ends up smelling like cats.
So what would you do if you ever, God forbid, became allergic to cats? Well, Lutefisk and God forbid, Lutefisk and Zyrtec, though. Always does the trick, honey.
So what about college?
Well, I went to college. I don't really remember where, but oh, you bet your sweet patukas I went. I got my first cats there. I protected them, and they too were my own sort of guardians. I was quite a babe back then. Oh, what a looker! You know, people did
talk to me much, but I did have a lot of friends.
Do you remember Frangela Anderson from your college courses?
Who?
She was in almost every one of your college classes.
Again, who?
That chick with the cats.
See ya.
She just wouldn't leave the cats in the dorm. She just had to bring them to class. She'd take them in the back. She'd make cat noises like rah, rah, and she'd just pet them all the time. And we were all allergic. All of us were allergic. There was so much mucus. It's sweet. We don't do like things like that in Vermont.
Her life becomes vague after that point in the story.
Catwoman, where?
No, cat women, cat ladies.
I'm the hero the city deserves. I'm the goddamn Batman. Bring me Catwoman.
So, sometimes I like to take the cats out, take them out for some fresh air, you know, out of the house, let them release their inner links. Yes. Fresh air, fresh air, fresh air for cats. Fresh air for cats. Fresh air for cats. Yeah.
So, Fran, do you ever feel lonely?
Oh, honey, I have my cats. How can I ever be lonely?
Ever miss the touch of a man?
Men are horrid creatures. The cats at least remember to clean up after themselves. They don't walk out on you with 4 starving children with a roof barely over your heads in the rain. Cats won't abandon you.
It was later found out that Fran had no children. Ever. The life of people in such a state can sometimes be scattered with traces of human interaction, and the life of a cat lady is not always a lonely one at first.
Cat lady? You know I love me some
Frangela? Oh, yeah, that one. When people started telling me she was crazy, I thought they meant crazy. So we get a little hot and heavy in the club. Actually, it was outside the club. She was just kind of standing there dancing by the door. I knew I could take this one home real good. We get over to her place, and a horrible, pungent smell burned all my chest hair off. Thank God it grew back. It was dark, and all of a sudden there was scratching, right, everywhere. The hair, the claws. I try to forget the memories.
You know, sometimes I like to peruse the local pet shop, check out the cats.
How much is that dog in the window?
Not a single cat was left unsniffed.
We're wondering, how do you react with, say, a dog?
Well, I'm fine with all the earth's wonderful creatures.
So, can we see the rest of your house?
Oh yeah, as long as the cats will allow it. So, when it comes time for the cats to pass on into kitty heaven, we always have a special ceremony for them. These are the urns. You know, recently I used to bury them, but we've been running out of room in the backyard with all the little kitty grave sites and all. So I used to stuff them and put them up in the attic.
Can we tour the upstairs attic?
No cameras. It disturbs the peace of the dead.
You cannot bring these cats into this session. It is counterproductive.
Well,
Have you cleaned the litter out of your house yet?
No, the kids prefer it the way it is.
How is your job search coming?
Well, the cats learned some new tricks in class week. Chairman Meow here, he learned how to do the sparkle dance. You know, he has the cutest little outfit I put him in. Just a cute little jingly boat. Do you want to see it?
No. Let's do an exercise. Take this dog. Now, take these cats. Now put the appropriate amount of cats around the woman that you think she should have.
As she leaves the session, we ourselves are left with many plaguing questions about the future. Perhaps the most important one, will Fran ever live a normal life among her fellow humans? Will she ever get better? Is she trapped in the pound of her own mind, only to be euthanized, surrounded by nothing but cats? Or is there a gleam of hope, perhaps? Hope for our dear animal-loving friend, Frangela Anderson.
There is no hope for this woman.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy